First of all, let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Why is this an echoing, man? Okay, let's see. Why is this an echoing, man? Okay, let's see. Hello, guys. So I've decided to do something a little bit different this time around. I know I've been away for a while. I haven't put up any content for you guys in a while. So obviously today, as you can see from the title of this video, it's I'm going to be doing some live trading, and first of all, obviously there's going to be a few things I'm going to be adding onto the live stream as well, which is for example, the first thing I'm gonna start off with, obviously I'm gonna show you how to connect your trading account to Myfxbook, and that trading account that I'm gonna connect to Myfxbook is the same trading account that I'm gonna be using to trade live. And first of all, I'm gonna keep it really short and simple. So this live streaming, this live trading that you're gonna see, it's gonna be done on just one particular currency pair. That is the GBPUSD. And obviously, I've been working on a strategy around day trading just one currency pair, the GBPUSD. And so obviously, that trading strategy is going to comprise of something the pre-UK session, post-UK session, pre-New York session, and post-New York session, because those are the four different sessions that strategy is kind of designed to work around. So the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, like I said, I'm going to try and connect the trading account to Myfxbook. So the trading account I'm going to be using, as you can see, it's just it's just it's nothing. This is just for the sake of demonstration to kind of give you guys, because I know there's a lot of people out there that kind of struggling for direction, if you like, or are struggling to find a particular strategy that they can use to trade and be profitable. So it's nothing much. It's just $500, and as you can see, it's a live account, Monitor Markets. That's the broker I'm using, simply because I trade with IG, but with IG, obviously, you don't really get that huge leverage that you used to get before. So if you want to get like an account with a high leverage, then you're going to have to use some of these brokers. I think this broker is regulated in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously, as you can see, I've got my name over there. So I'm going to connect this account to Myfxbook so that even when I'm not streaming, you guys can head over to Myfxbook and look at the trades. All the trades that I'm going to be placing on this account is going to be all on Myfxbook as well. So I don't know if this streaming is let's see if there's anyone in the stream, and if you can hear me, just write something on the chat section so that I know that there are people that actually watching this. Obviously, I haven't really advertised it. I haven't really kind of promote the fact that I'm going to be streaming live on YouTube. It's just something I just decided to do out of the blue. So yeah, so I would appreciate it if you guys can just say something on the chart or something, and yeah, before we get started. So let me. So I'm currently sharing my trading view. So I'm gonna share my FXbook. So let's go back to the live stream now and stop sharing that one. And this is even a new software that I'm just trying to get used to. So let's go over to my FXbook. So this is my FXbook account. As you can see again over there. So we're gonna go the section you want to go to the section where it says add account. So so first of all, you need to, I mean, they've got like so many different options. I mean, this is not something that people are going to be kind of excited about, but guys, this is very, very important. This is going to help you understand your trading strategy. It's going to help you understanding your trading results and everything. We're going to get to the live trading section. I mean, I'm gonna start trading in about 19 minutes. So let's go to my FXbook. We're going to use the MetaTrader 4 publisher and broker. It's going to be money to markets, and choose the name. So we're just going to call this one live trading. Now a lot of people are just here for the actual trading itself, but guys, we're going to get to in about 20 minutes. So live trading and description of your system. I'm just going to put GBPUSD. This system type, technical, trading type, manual, account type, real. I mean, that's going to, my access is going to confirm that anyway. So I think it's 1 to 400. So pending, probably done the wrong one. Okay, let's try EA. So I'm gonna first of all, while this one is installing, I'm gonna bring up TradingView. So just kind of tell you guys what I'm gonna be in terms of like what we're gonna be covering today, so that you know. Obviously, the first thing that I've already started doing is connecting this account to my Myfxbook. So Myfxbook setup, and the second thing we're gonna do is live trading. That will last for a minimum of 2 hours. And it's going to be starting at in about 17 minutes. And while that is going on, we're also going to be covering market analysis. So we're going to be looking at some of the currency pairs. And if anyone has kind of any suggestion, any kind of currency pairs that you want me to kind of analyze, we're going to be doing that as well. And I'll probably do a little bit of explanation of the strategy that I'm going to use. However, like I said, this strategy is not something that you can just learn over one live streaming session. But I am going to be explaining that strategy in particular. And like I say, the trading is only going to be on this currency pair, GBPUSD. That's what trading is going to be about. So I would really appreciate if people that are watching the live stream right now if you do have any sort of a question, or if there's any kind of problems with the audio or anything? Because I can see there's people watching it, but I'm not really sure if everything is coming across clearly for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this account 4007955 4007. Okay, so let's go over to the. I know everyone is excited to come and see the live trading, but that's gonna start in about 15 minutes, guys. I've got a lack of, you're gonna see how, in terms of like, I wouldn't say simple, I would say very kind of strict rules. I mean, this live streaming is, I'm going to be doing this in every weekday, and it's roughly going to be from 12 o'clock to about 3 o'clock UK time. And obviously today I'm starting a bit earlier because I've got to kind of show you guys how to do a couple of things, because I'm going to be connecting the account to my Myfxbook, and then kind of just give a brief intro into what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, so I'm not worried about what the market is, but what I can guarantee is the fact that at 12 o'clock UK time, I'm going to be placing a trade. So I've still got about 30 minutes. So let's see if we can connect this, finish connecting this account to my Myfxbook. So let's go back to the Myfxbook page. Okay, if downloaded, install. How to add an account. Let's go and look at some of the. So we're looking at how to add an account, and all the instructions are there, obviously. And so restart. First of all, we're going to restart the MT4. So as you can see, this is the MT4, the same account that I'm going to be trading with. As you can see, the account number is right at the top there. Actually, I have to keep doing this every single time. I have to stop it and then choose a new this thing to show you guys. So, like I said, this is the account that I'm going to trade. I'm not going to be, I'm going to be placing a trade obviously on this platform. However, I'm not going to be trading on this platform because I hate using MT4 to trade. I just don't like using MT4 to trade. This is, in my opinion, the worst trading platform. But however, as you can see, this is the account that I'm going to be using. It's right up there. You can see the account number right there. You can see the live account. You can see the 500 I've just shown you. Just if I go back to, so let's go back. This is a new. I promise you guys, in about a week's time, this thing is going to be a lot easier to navigate. I'm going to try and sort out, get the best, streaming platform or software that I can use to stream this, because I hate the fact that I have to stop sharing the screen and then select a new screen to share it. But anyway, restart MT4 and go to tools. So I'm going to restart that before I. Thank you, Metody. You can hear me clearly, so that's all good. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, so first of all, like I said, this is really important, guys, because connecting your account to Myfxbook is a website basically that kind of So if you don't want to show your trading accounts to people, like if you don't want to show your statements, your account statements and everything, so Myfxbook is the platform that kind of lets you show your results, and it kind of analyzes your performance. It shows you the things like winning statistics, the things like profit factor. There's a lot of different statistics, and obviously as time goes on, guys, you're going to be able to see all those statistics that Myfxbook is able to let you do it. So restart MT4 and go to tools, expert platform. Okay, so again, I have to stop sharing and then select a new screen. Okay. Okay. There you go. So we're back onto Myfxbook, back on the MT4 platform. So I'm just going to read the instructions and then just do what I need to do on the platform. So restart and go to tools, options, expert advisors, and set the following settings. So tools, options, expert advisors. So the settings I need to disable everything, and okay. Oh yeah, so the settings is already something. I don't need to change the settings. So we're gonna just go and click on OK, and let's see what the next. So open the navigator bar and find Myfxbook, and then we have to enter some things in there. So so there you go. So I have to enter my FXbook details. Okay. Safe and oh no, not safe, just okay. Yep. So okay, so basically it should be done by now. So experts, so we have to go on experts and see if it's fill in login credentials in EA settings, but I've done that though. Let's see. Maybe it wants me to try again. We're gonna start trading in about 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes. Password. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the account has been connected. So let's go to Myfxbook. So as you can see, yeah, I'm gonna find time to obviously connect this, and I make sure everything is verified there. But this is the account that I've just connected, as you can see, and so it's a fresh, clean slate that we're gonna start with. And obviously, as I start to do this live stream of of placing trades for you guys, eventually you're gonna start seeing the results and the statistics. Every single statistic is gonna be shown to you guys over here, and yeah. So that's basically it. And so let's go head over to the actual trading point, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to be doing today. So new share, go back to trading view. This is where I'm going to do all my analysis. Like I said, all my analysis are going to be done on trading view. However, obviously, when it comes to placing the trade, I'm going to be placing the trade on the MT4 platform. So just give me a second. So in about 5 minutes, like I said, I'm gonna be placing a trade in about 5 minutes, and you guys can kind of so in terms of trading, obviously, what am I going to be doing today? Like I said, I'm going to be, so based on the strategy that I trade, I'm going to be going long on this market. Let me just move these things out of the way. And let me tell you how this is going to go. So basically, I'm going to be going. So don't be, once this shaded area that you can see is just something that I kind of use to mark out the sessions. So as you can see, we're still in the UK sessions, just like I explained earlier at the beginning of the video, that there's 4 different sessions that are kind of, there's only 2 sessions, UK and US sessions, because I'm dealing with the GBPUSD. That's the only currency pair that I'm going to be trading on this account. But like I said, I have a strategy for the pre-UK session, the post-UK session, pre-New York session, and post-New York session. So at this moment in time, we're dealing with the pre-New York session, because New York session is going to open in about 2.5 hours. But yeah, this is a strategy that I'm going to use. So based on the strategy and so at some point I will try and explain to you guys how the strategy work and everything. But at this moment in time, like I said, this is just looking at this shaded session that you can see. It's just the UK and the US session, and obviously in the middle of that you see that there's an overlap. So that's the overlap is the part that I'm going to be trading. That's the part I'm going to be trading, and that overlap is going to start in about 2 minutes time. And once that overlap kicks in, like I said, I'm going to be going long on this market. Now, obviously, if you trade on a higher time frame, you're probably going to see nothing but the market being bearish, really. But it doesn't matter. That's the thing. When it comes to day trading, like you can go long, you can go short on the market. It doesn't really matter, as long as you understand the strategy and everything. So we're going to go in long. But obviously, at the same time, you're going to see what I call effective kind of money management, because it's not a strategy where this is, trading. If you people understand trading is not a profession where you can, if you're lucky enough, sometimes you can get lucky. You can have a long winning streak, and you can double, triple, whatever you want to do with your account, really. So, but at this point so in about 1 minute, like I said, I'm going to be going long in this market. And the way this strategy works is the fact that I aim to take a minimum of 30 pips from the market. So what I'm expecting this market to rally at some point once the overlap kicks in, once the overclock kicks in, to get at least 30 pips out of this market. Now, you're going to hear me say earlier when I said that this live trading session could last for a minimum of 2 hours. So that's because the New York session is going to open at around 2:30. So the New York session is going to open at about 2:30. And so this move is going to happen anytime in the next 2 hours. We're going to get this move. Now, the only problem is if this market decides to go down a little bit further, and at some point, like I said, I'm still going to get this move. So that's why when I enter this trade, okay, it's already 12 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and place the trade. Where's the GBPUSD? New order 0.1. So I've placed the trade. As you can see on my account, I've already placed the trade. Let's go back to, I don't like using this platform. It's just a whole load of rubbish, if you ask me. I don't even know how it, like, it's just, I don't like using MT4. It's just, I should have shown you guys that I placed the trade. You see, that's why I had, again, I have to kind of change my screen, and I apologize for that. I'm gonna have to find a new streaming software to use. So, but as you can see, obviously this is the MT4 platform that I've just placed the trade over there. 0.1 lot. I went long at around 135.04. That's when I went long. And so, like I said, the reason why I've gone in a little bit in terms of not risking too much is because I expect this market to reverse around 30 pips in the next 2 hours. Now, that could happen now. That could happen in the next hour. That could happen in the next 2 hours, because it's usually, we're talking about pre New York session. So I'm gonna go over to my TradingView platform, obviously, and then I'd rather talk on there in terms of the strategy and what we're doing, because I prefer using this because it's so much easier to just, use the tools and understand different things. So like I said, I went long here. Let me just read some of the charts that you guys are saying. Someone's saying, I'm about to enter in the same. Okay, Atul Kumar. So you're going long as well. So let's see. But like I said, just bear in mind that this move is going to happen. It can happen now. It can happen in the next hour. It can happen in the next 2 hours. But at some point, we are going to get a 30 pip move. And the reason why I went in with 0.1 lot is because if this market continues to go down, then at every hour I'm going to be adding onto my position. So in about an hour's time, if the move doesn't happen and the market goes down, I'm going to add to, I mean, okay, you're going to hear people, you probably heard people tell you, when it comes to people that know about trading, they can tell you that, oh, you're not supposed to add to losing position, you're not supposed to blah, blah, blah. But, trading, if you understand trading, it's all about risk management, really, and understanding your strategy. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little line here that tells me I entered this today at 135.04. This is my entry point right there. But I expect this market, like I said, in the next 2 hours, we'll probably see, because it's really close to the lows, the daily lows. So it could end up breaking those before rallying. But yeah. So this is now you've seen the explanation in terms of understanding, in terms of like what we're going to be doing. So if the market, like I said, we can expect a reversal here, or we can expect a reversal somewhere there at around 1 o'clock or at around 2 o'clock. And it can last up to, obviously, if we're talking about New York session, it can even go into that's why I say a minimum of 2 hours. So it can go all the way onto New York session before we actually get the reversal. But obviously, once we get into the New York session, a different type of pattern, different type of strategy, plays a part. So let me just try and read your comments and see if you guys have any questions or anything. Then drop the questions, and I'm gonna obviously try to not talk. Como I said, probably it will break the law for bear trap. Yeah, I could do that. And what you have to realize is the fact that this market, like I said, yesterday we had a really, really huge drop, and the market rarely does that. without correcting itself. So we had a huge drop here yesterday. I don't expect the market to give me another drop like this, unless it's a huge, we do know there's a lot of kind of fundamentals. Okay, I need to get rid of this because it's kind of blocking the. So there's a fundamentals is kind of moving the markets currently, because we've got the situation with the UK oil shortage, obviously lack of oil in the UK, or lack of drivers, that can drive the oil to petrol stations. So because of that, we're having oil crisis, and that's probably one of the reasons why the pound was hit hard yesterday. But like I said, the market doesn't make huge moves like that, and just it doesn't go down in a straight line. It doesn't go up in a straight line. The market moves up or moves down, and then it corrects itself before it continues down. Now, I can definitely tell you right now, looking at this market here, this is a daily chart. Daily chart is showing a little bit of consolidation. But if I go on the 4-hour chart, so you can see that this market is bearish. It doesn't take a, you can see that the markets. Let me just take out this. So you can see how the market has been doing. It's all about bearishness. It moves down, it corrects itself. It moves down, it corrects itself. It moves down, it corrects itself. Now we can get another move right there. The market will correct itself. But anyway, let's go back to our trading time frame and bring back our. So as you can see, the market is already continuing to move down. Obviously, this is where our entry is. Right about the green line, that's where our entry is. But yeah, like I said, I expect this to happen. This is one of the like the reversal is going to happen in the next 2 hours, and so we just have to wait and see. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, do ask your questions, or I'm gonna have to do some analysis, because I did say I'm gonna have a look at market analysis, probably try to analyze other currency pairs, because there might be some people that want to kind of that might have that want to learn about or that might have trade setups on other currency pairs. So I'm gonna try and analyze a few currency pairs for you guys, obviously while keeping an eye. We're currently down 9 pips, 8 pips, 9 pips, but and the market is very, very volatile, like just because of the fundamental that's been driving the market. We've seen a huge volatility in the market in the last couple of days, especially. The market GBPUSD went down by almost 200 pips yesterday, so that was kind of crazy. So let's do some analysis on other currency pairs. Well, we'll see where the market is going to be in about an hour's time, because that will obviously prompt me to add on to my position if the market keeps going down, because like I said, that this move is going to happen. So I'm going to start off with the euro dollar. Let's look at the euro dollar, and we're gonna try and do some analysis starting from a higher time frame, and we work our way down and see the so looking at this market, there's a few obvious things that you can just be able to. So we've got a market coming into a little support session that we have there. That's the last support right there. Currently the market, it's at the, so you've got a couple of support lines. If you look at this market on a daily time frame, we had a huge impulse leg, right? So all this is a correction. The market is just correcting, because after this correction, the next move is going to be another leg up. Now, if you're looking at this, this is one of the things I always tell people when it comes to analyzing the market on a higher time frame. It's a lot easier to be able to kind of understand yes, I'm going to have a look at the dollar index. It's a lot easier to be able to kind of have a more accurate analysis in terms of where the market is likely going to go to on a higher time frame. Because looking at these on a higher time frame, we can, I mean, you heard the saying that a trend is your only friend in Forex. And that there is actually a lot of truth in that, especially if you're dealing with higher time frames. Looking at the market on a higher time frame, let's say weekly time frames, daily time frames, you know, once you see a clear trend, the market is always going to go in that direction. But obviously, like I said, the market always corrects itself. It gives you a huge impulsive move to the upside, and it will correct itself. And right now, what we're seeing is the market correcting itself, and this correction, they last longer than the trend in actual sense. Because if you look at this market from here to here, I mean, we have a market. What? This impulsive move over 1,400 pips. That lasted how many? That lasted 165 days, which is almost more than half a year actually. And if you look at this corrective pattern is a lot shorter, just 765 people. That's lasting for more than a year, 439 days. So like the corrective patterns do last a lot longer than the impulsive moves. So just to kind of have a look on our trade, guys. I mean, we're down. I expected this to happen. So yeah, let's just have a look at in terms of what we're losing. Let me have a look at the account. I mean, I know it's about what, 15, 20 pips, so it's about $15, $20. So let's go over to the account. About 20, yeah, $20. So let's go back to the Myfxbook and see if this has been updated. Hopefully this has been updated on the Myfxbook account to show the trade that we just placed. No, it hasn't. Oh yeah, it has, because straight away you can see that we're in a drawdown of about 3.5%. Now this is something that's also very, very important in trading. And so when it comes to so let me just, if I scroll down here, you can see, so this is the trade that I'm in currently, as you can see. Now all these, you're not going to start seeing any kind of results until this trade is closed. Once this trade is closed, then you're going to see a lot more detailed statistics on that. But anyway, I want to talk about the drawdown. Like I said, by the next stream, I'll try and get all these things to be verified out. You know, you're going to see they're all verified. So, but as you can see, 3.84 drawdowns so far. We are on the market, and now drawdown is important because if you're trading, a lot of people can tend to ask you, like, what's the kind of required amount of drawdown that you're supposed, because this is all kind of based around the risk and money management, because you don't want to be a trader that that has having huge drawdowns on your account, because having huge drawdowns is not really good. It's not really good at all. So in terms of like the acceptable amount of drawdowns, it just depends on what you think your strategy is going to give you. Let's say, for example, you've backtested your strategy, you know how much you expect from your strategy, how much returns you expect from your strategy in a year or in 6 months' time. And based on the returns you expect, the drawdown you expect, like there's a lot of connection in terms of that. Because if you have a strategy that's giving you, let's say, 50% returns in a year, and that strategy, the worst drawdown that strategy can go through, with a 50% profit return strategy in a year, you cannot have more than 10% drawdown, because your drawdown, your profit percentage, it has to be at least 4 or 5 times more than your drawdown, if that makes sense. So like, what do I expect my drawdown to be on this trading this account? Well, because it's not really a huge account, so I'm expecting to stay between 25 and 30%. So that's where you can expect this drawdown to be between 25 and 30% in a worst case scenario. And that will happen when we have a huge losing trade or a big losing trade. And that's going to happen. You're not going to win every single trade in the market. That's one thing that people, you need to get that out of your kind of head or out of your mind. The fact that if you think you can expect to win, I mean, every single trade, it doesn't work like that. That's why you need to go into every single trade with a plan B, with how you're going to be able to attack that trade. Now, first thing that I told you guys when I entered that trade is the fact that I expected a reversal to happen within the next 2 hours. And the fact that the market is very close to the previous structure. Let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. Yep. Now I entered the trade here, expected a move to happen. And I told you guys the fact that this market is close to the previous structure of the previous, this is all the structure that is set today. The market is likely going to break those structures before we see that move. So now, like I said, in the next 2 hours, we expect to see that move up. So that's why you don't go in with the high expectation. You don't go in with a huge amount of risk. You kind of, prepare for the worst, really. Prepare for the worst. At the same time, keeping in mind that, you don't want to be having a huge drawdown on your account. So let's see what the market is going to do next. And before that, I can have a look. Someone asked me to have a look at the dollar index. And I'm going to do that. Where's the dollar index? I do have dollar index on my account. So I've got the dollar index here. So I'm going to start this on the 4-hour chart. And the bank of say if it breaks down, it is not sure that it is a corrective pattern. Are you talking about the GBPUSD or talking about a different? I think he's talking about the euros. He's talking about the euro. Okay, but anyway, we're looking at dollar index. Dollar index is well, you can see it's is this an all-time high? Let me go back to the daily chart. No, it's not. It's breaking structure. So the dollar just broke a recent structure, 2 recent structures, in fact. And this is what I always tell people, that whenever a market breaks a structure, it should not be a reason to enter a trade. It shouldn't be a reason to buy or sell when the market breaks a structure, because that's when things usually happen. That's usually a sign of communication. Now, do you think this market is going to just shoot up straight away? It can, but the percentage of the market doing that is about 10%. There's only a 10% chance that this is going to happen. What about the remaining 90%? Once the market breaks the structure, it will take a breather. You will see a correction. Now, this correction, I'm not saying this correction is going to happen straight away. No, it's not going to happen straight away. It might happen straight away, or the market can go a little bit higher, but this correction is going to come. And once that correction comes, this is going to be the cue for you to go long in the market. And this is kind of similar to the trade that we just placed right now, but it's kind of in the opposite direction in the GBPUSD, because the market has broken structure. Do I expect the market to keep going up? It can do that. The market can do that. So now the market is down, down about 6% drawdown, down about 30. Yep. Bring in my shaded section. Are you talking about Euro USD? Oh, fair enough. So you said if it's breaks down, you're not sure if it's a corrective pattern. Let me see what you're talking about. Euro USD. Well, there's still one more, things that the market needs to do. It needs to break this this level down here at around 116.43. Now the level is at 116.13. and that's not the lowest. The lowest point is actually at 116, around 116. No, the thing is that if it breaks down, you can't really say there's a corrective path. You can, if it breaks down, it just might give you a deeper correction, because listen, deeper corrections happen all the time. I don't think the market is going to correct. I mean, this is a huge move. We're talking about almost 1,700 pips, almost 2,000 pips, and the market can correct. Most of the time, the market can correct half of that move. If the market gives you an impulsive move that's around 100 pips, the market can correct up to 50% of that move. It can correct up to around 50 pips of that move. Now, this market has moved over nearly 2,000 pips, nearly 2,000 pips. And this correction so far is only at about, what, 698 pips. So it can break this low and still, and you know, and that can still be a correction. Anyway, what we're talking about is there. If there's any currency there, you want me to have a look? Let me know. Let's wait for this market. Let's see. And obviously at 1 o'clock, we're gonna try and see. I might be adding to my position at 1 o'clock, because like I said, this move is definitely gonna come today. I don't know at one point, like I said, but it's gonna be between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Sometimes it might extend all the way to 2:30, the new actual New York opening. So taking out 2:30, you know, UK time. So yeah, is there any currency pair that you want me to have a look? Or if you have any questions, anything really, because this is where we're all traders here. All these people that you're on the charts, we're all traders. So and I'm sure you have a lot of trading questions or things that you might want to, ask while we see this market. Let me go over to the MT4 platform. Like I said, down about $30 now, probably more than that. Let's see. Yeah, $29, $30. But I just hate this platform. Why can't you, like? I've never used MT4 platform. Let's see, properties. Come on. Why is it that you can't move the? Okay, you can actually move it. Fair enough. Fair enough, you can actually move it, but I'm trying to. Okay. Finally, it looks like we're getting somewhere. Oh no, I just can never understand or like this trading platform. I just can't. It's just so difficult to use it. GBPUSD broke the low on 5 minutes. Yeah, what? Oh, I don't care about the low that is breaking. I'm just telling you that this strategy is based on the fact that we are gonna. I mean, eventually you're gonna see how this strategy is gonna work. Like I said, don't ever kind of judge anything based on the first time you trade or the second time you trade. You need a lot of data. You need a lot of data to be able to analyze better. But you're going to see the same method that I'm going to use every single time that I trade this strategy. It's always going to be like that. And I'm going to be streaming this, like I said, every single weekday now from 12 o'clock to roughly around 2:30 UK time. And it's going to be the same method that I'm going to be applying, like I said, starting off, expecting that move to happen, because there's a lot of research that that went into this. It's not just about me coming and just placing a trade like that. There's a lot of research, and at some point I'm going to explain to you how the strategy works as well. But it's all about understanding a particular currency pair. Like I said, I'm sure like there's so many other currency pairs that have a particular behavior and how they behave, but this market breaking, like I said, don't, if the market breaks the structure, it's not really a time for you to kind of start selling, because there's only 10% chance that the market can just drop down. The market can drop all the way down here in the next couple hours. It can do that. I'm not saying the market can't do that, but I'm just saying that there's only 10% chance of the market doing that kind of move. The market, whenever the market breaks a certain structure, it will pause, it will correct before it takes on the next move. So let's go over to our trading view platform, because I can't really do anything on this platform really. Let's go. Okay, so back onto a proper trading platform. But obviously, like I said, we had our first entry over here, and we're gonna get the second entry in about half an hour. And so let's see how far this market is likely gonna go down in the next half an hour. Yeah, I'm on the 5-minute chart. Note it broke the low. I expected it to break this low. A lot of the time I expected it to break the low. That reversal is gonna come. If you want, I can show you guys a couple of yesterday was an exception. Yesterday was one of the situations where the market just went in a straight line. It doesn't usually do that, but yesterday was one of the situations where it went down in a straight line. So let's look at a couple of the. So let's look at this. This is a few days ago. And again, if you look at the strategy that I told you about, so between 12 o'clock, this is where when I tell you guys about understanding the strategy, between 12 o'clock and the New York session, and the start of the New York session, this is the move I'm waiting for, and this move happened right at 2 o'clock. Now there's the reason why I start with the very, very low position size is because of the fact that I know this can happen. This can happen. But at 2 o'clock, if this market keeps going down, we're likely gonna get a move like that. And that move is gonna put me back above break even and give me some profit. Because the lower it goes, the bigger the position size I'm likely going to be adding, depending on the market structure. A lot of things are going to play into part. So let's look at the next one here. Here, this is a different type of strategy. This is like I said. Eventually, I'm going to explain to you guys why. Because in this particular strategy, this is a strategy where I will be going long. I'm not going to be going short. But I'm just going to try and pick the ones where the market did exactly what I told you, what I'm waiting for the market to do. So specific points. So we have another one here, 12 to 2. Yep. The market trickled down, and then eventually you get the move. This move is going to happen. Like I said, the move, it depends on the structure. It depends. There's a lot of things that, this is just kind of just showing you a particular point in the market where the market does a particular, move. But that thing depends on a lot of things. It depends on the on the overall structure of the market. There's a lot of things that you have to take into account. So, I mean, I wouldn't want you to just go straight away and start, taking trades like that, because there's a lot of things that you still need to understand. Because so let's look at another situation. So this is a different type of situation again, where, so in this situation, obviously, it's because this is not relating to what I'm the current trade I'm in right now. So I'm not going to explain to you why this would have been a trade where I would go short instead of going long. Again, this is another situation. Again, I would expect to go short instead of long. Another one again. This one I expect to go short instead of long. Like I said, I'm not gonna explain why that is until once we get to that point. Once we get to that few trades along the line, and then I'll show you guys. So this is another one where I expect to go long. And you can see what happened, right? This is happening at about 12:20, 150. At 150, we got the move. Do I use volatility or probable reversal range? No, I don't. No, I don't. To answer your question, I don't use that. I'm just as you can see, as you're gonna see a lot of the times that when I trade, I don't use. There's nothing here on my chart apart from occasionally I use RSI. Occasionally I use RSI, but apart from that, this no, I don't use any kind of indicators. I don't use any kind of it's just purely price action, and yeah, just price action really. There's no indicators, no volatility, nothing. Like I said, occasionally I use RSI, but that's about it. That's about it. So let's see what the RSI doing. RSI is currently oversold, but oversold and overbought condition on the RSI doesn't mean anything, guys. It doesn't mean anything. Don't try to kind of base your trading strategy around oversold and overbought conditions on the RSI, because they don't mean nothing. I can tell you guys, because if the market, even if the market is oversold, the market can still keep going down. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, which is kind of how indicators are really in general. Indicators in general, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So you can never rely on indicators. Yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, at 1 o'clock we're gonna go into, if the market is still down there, we're gonna add a long position. The kind of aim is trading this strategy. The aim is to try and not have a huge, drawdown is one thing as well, but not to be able to have like huge in terms of like a losing day that you can't recover from, because losses are gonna happen, guys. In trading, you can't prevent losses from happening in trading. I tell you guys, it's impossible to prevent losses from happening, because you cannot accurately predict the direction of the market every single time. And so yeah, but the most important thing is to be able to live to fight another day, because this is one of the bad habits that a lot of people are going to have in trading. The fact that when they're trading and they have a losing trade, or when they lose on a particular trade, they tend to kind of find a way to kind of get that money back, almost like, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, so that's why there's a fine line between trading and gambling. And obviously it's in gambling that people just try to chase their losses. When they lose in gambling, they try to chase their losses. And if you have that kind of mentality as a trader, then it's going to be really, really difficult for you to make it as a trader, simply because you have to learn to kind of come back another day. Just come back. The most important thing you need to focus on is just consistency. I mean, this is so kind of easy to say it, but consistency is very, very underrated when it comes to trading. You need to focus on you have a system, you have a method, you have a strategy that you trade. You have to come back into the market and be consistent and just trade that consistently. And guys, what I've shown you in terms of and you're going to see down the line that this is exactly the same method that I'm going to be using every single time. Every single time I trade here, it is what it is. And I'm not really, I don't really care about the first position that I place, really, because I know that position, unless if it's because like I said, there's two different type of patterns here that I'm looking at. I mean, there's at least 10 different patterns that I trade. We're talking about even pre-UK session. Talking about pre-UK session starts at about the pre-UK session starts at about 7 o'clock in the morning UK time. So there's a strategy for that. There's a strategy for even the post-New York session. But every single strategy has rules that needs to be followed. Now you follow those rules and you trade it consistently. That's the most important. And you can't rush the market. The market is gonna do whatever it wants to do. As long as you're consistent and you're trading your strategy consistently, then that's the most important thing. If you have a losing day, it happens. Come back. You live to fight another day. Sometimes you can have 2 losing days in a row. You can have 3 losing days in a row. But if you're able to kind of be consistent and keep your control your money management, you don't make sure you're ending the day with because it's at the same time it's going to depend on how good your strategy is, because you don't want to be ending the day with like 70% drawdown. I mean, if you end the day with a 70% drawdown, I mean, that's probably you done from trading. That's your account going to be blown up the next day, because you have no idea how hard it is to recover from a drawdown. Because sometimes you have to work twice as hard to even, but like you have to be able to just learn to let go, learn to come back the other day. This is all speaking from experience. I mean, you've been there, we've all been there before, blowing trading accounts and, but it happens. Anyway, let's see if we can look at another currency pair for you guys, or even cryptocurrency, anything that you guys want me to look at. I will have a look at that. And so going back to let's have a look at the account. Still down at around 20, 26, 30. Still down on 30 dollars. I mean, if you guys do like these kind of videos, like I said, I will keep making this this live stream every day. And yeah, just to hopefully, maybe I'm hoping that some of you guys are going to be able to pick up some things, to try to and like I said, with this, when it comes to these this currency trading, I mean, the way I see it, I mean, unless you have like a huge account that you can kind of diversify your portfolio and kind of trade different currency pairs, I would rather suggest you just keep it simple. Pick a particular currency pair depending on where you're from. I mean, obviously, if you're somewhere on the other side of the world, in terms of the time differences, I mean, there are some people I know that can't even trade, are not going to be able to trade the GBPUSD simply because of the time difference. But pick a particular currency pair that suits. Ideally, you would want to pick a currency pair that's volatile during the time that you're awake. I mean, that's the only reason I'm trading the GBPUSD, because I live in London, and the only time that the GBPUSD is volatile is when I wake up in the morning and all the way throughout the afternoon. So, I mean, if someone, for example, if you live in Australia, or you live in anywhere that the time difference is not going to let you, in Asia, basically, I mean, there's no way you can trade this currency pair. There's no way you can use the strategy to trade this currency pair, just simply because it's going to be, you almost have to be staying awake all night to do it. Okay, I'm going to have a look at that currency pair. I don't know if it's I think that's a cryptocurrency. I'm going to have a look at that in a second. But yeah, so like I said, the most important thing, you need to be able to pick a particular currency pair and just study it and try to understand the behavior of that currency pair, because that's where you're going to be able to be able to form a particular strategy and be able to trade it effectively. So let's look at this. Someone has asked me to analyze another currency pair, and this is, he asked me to look at ADA/USDT. I don't know what that is, but let's see. ADA/USDT is a crypto. What kind of cryptocurrency is that? You're gonna. Are you sure this is what you want me to look at? I don't like to look at this chart. I mean, well, have I got the wrong one? It's the same name. ADAU USD GT. Yeah, that's the one. So it's this Cardano. It's a cryptocurrency. Okay, I mean, listen, this is a straightforward, bullish market. I don't think this needs any explanation. Impulse leg, outside return correction, new structure high, and the market is back into another outside return. So this market at some point, if you understand bullish and bearish structure, you will know that at some point you expect the market to give you a reversal within this zone. So within this zone, you can expect the market to come back down and give you another impulse, like anywhere within this zone. So you can expect that to make in anywhere. Yeah, so I hope that's that kind of this is straightforward. I don't think that you need any kind of in-depth analysis on this, because this is just, I mean, yeah, this is straightforward analysis. ADA below 160. Am I looking at have I got the wrong chart? I think I've got the right chart. That's the only one with ADA USDT. I think that's the only one. But yeah, you can expect the market is gonna go up. Just be patient, because this corrective patterns, nobody knows when the corrective pattern is gonna be over. But like I said, if you understand bullish and bearish structure, then you can know that after an impulse leg, the market will retrace to at least the 382 retracement, which you've already got that, and it needs to stay above the outside return. So this is a previous outside return. The market, you can expect the market to stay above this. The only time you should panic if the market breaks that outside return. If the market comes back here and break this previous structure, and that's when you should panic. But even then, like I said, there's only 10% chance that it's going to head down. So the market will give you up a corrective pattern before it continues down, because this will be the first sign of communication. But like I said, at this point in time, there's no reason to kind of panic or anything. If you're bullish, if you're long in this currency pair, just stay long, because the structure tells you that nothing has changed. Oh, he asked me to pick the one on Binance. Thinking about this one. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So I've got the one on Binance here. So, but it's really the same thing that I've just told you right now. So, this is gonna be like a kind of a lesson for some of you guys here. So we have an impulse leg. This is understanding what a bullish structure is. We have an impulse leg, and that impulse leg is followed by a corrective pattern. Some people call it retracement. Some people call it outside return. Some people call it. There's so many ways that people call it. But you get the move, an impulse leg. You get an outside return. I'll call it outside return, and then so you get another impulse leg that creates a new structure high, starting point, initial structure high, outside return, new structure high. So you've got the basis, the foundation for a bullish structure. Then the market is going to keep repeating this structure, assuming it maintains the fact that it needs to stay. The next structure is going to be an impulse leg to the upside, as long as the outside return is not broken, and as long as the market retraces back to the 382 retracement. So almost like I like to, when I teach my students in my course, I always like to call this the zone that you just pay attention to, because the market is free to reverse from anywhere within this zone, and it's not gonna kind of invalidate the fact that it's a bullish structure. So I know some people can get panic. They can panic if this market doesn't reverse straight away from there. No, the market is free to do. Even if it comes here deep here and then reverses, it's still a valid bullish structure, which obviously is going to lead into a bullish market. But yeah. So let's go back to our trade and bring in our sessions. So we've got our sessions here. So do you have any, let's see. Sorry to ask, just curious, how much are you making in percentage wise? Percentage wise, if I for my actual trading account on IG, it's between 55 to 60% in a year. But like I said, that just depends on, like, it just depends on how you understand your strategy, because in terms of, like, you have to factor a lot of things into consideration. Things like you're welcome, Onyabuchi. So things like, you have to factor a lot of things into consideration, like the drawdown that you can set, because drawdown they're really, really hard to recover from. If you guys know, they're really, really hard to recover from. So you need to, I mean, it depends if you have, and the thing is that the bigger the account you have that you're trading with, the lower you want to keep the drawdown. You have to keep the drawdown low. Like I said, with this account, because it's not really a big account, I'm trading with this. So my drawdown, I'm happy with my drawdown, can go anywhere between 25 to 30%, and I'm not gonna, budge really. And so, or any crypto platform. Yeah, I'm not really that much of a crypto trader, man. I do post, like, crypto charts on my trading view, but this is the only platform I use, and this is the only platform I like, really, because I mean, it depends on probably depends on the kind of subscription you have on trading, because this platform gives me access to anything I want. I can look at lots of data, lots of history data. I can do a lot of things on this platform that I'm really happy with it. I don't know what what kind of subscription I have. I think I have the premium subscription on TradingView. Of course, you pay a lot of money, but I think you can still use TradingView for free without paying. However, there's a lot of features that are not going to be available to you. So you're gonna have to check that one out. But but I think I'm using the premium subscription because I do like. I mean, I've been using this trading platform for over 3-4 years. So and that's the only thing. That's my go-to. Like even my IG account that I trade, I place trades on my phone. But analysis, everything to do with analysis, I do it on this platform. So really, so we're gonna get that move, guys. Just don't worry. Like I said, the move can happen anywhere between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and we're approaching 1 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock, like I said, I'm gonna be adding to my position at 1 o'clock, and so in about 15 minutes, we'll see. In about 15 minutes, I'll be adding to that position, and so let me just bring up the account. So if you guys have any questions, related to questions, anything you want me to have a look, then just put in the chat, because I don't have a lot of people watching now, so I'm gonna be able to answer any questions, anything that you might have. Because this is the this that I'm using to trade, but I do not like this platform one bit. We apologize. I know there's some people that like trading on the MT4, but I don't like trading on the MT4. Like, if I have it my way, it's just so weird looking, because it has limited number of features. It doesn't let you, kind of play around with the chart. Like, I can't even, like, every time I can't. Okay, so I can actually move this up. Interesting. But let's see if I can put down some drawing. Where did we go long? We went long on. I mean, why doesn't it even show on the platform where you actually went long? Is there some kind of settings? Maybe I'll look into this at a later time. I'll look into it. Bar chart. Show volume, show. Nope, there's no settings that I can use to check. yeah, I have to try and customize this platform at some point. So hopefully by the next streaming sessions, you're gonna see some customization. And so let's go back to trading view. Let's go back to trading view. So we're back on trading view, and I don't like the fact that this move looks like it's happening now. But anyway, like I said, we wait until 1 o'clock and we add onto our position and see. Now, in terms of like, because obviously you have to talk about, as you can see, guys, I'm not going to be, I don't use stop loss when I trade this strategy. I don't use stop loss because day trading, I know what the market is going to make, or how far the market is going to go, how low the market is going to go on a particular day. Even if the market kind of exceeds my expectation, like I said, I'm not going to be, because of the fact that I'm using a very, very low risk, I can control my trades and everything. But anyway, like I said, we looks like the market is starting to move again. Going back to the previous point I made when I did some analysis on the dollar index. Like, this is one of the things that you always have to remember when it comes to the market. When the market breaks the structure, should not be taken as a sign to trade, really. Like I said, because there's only a 10% chance that this market could have just ended up going all the way down. There's only a 10% chance, but even that, I mean, we're looking at, this is daily trading, and if you understand the kind of if you understand how there's a lot of research that went into this, understanding a particular market to trade on a daily time, on a 5-minute time frame, or trading it daily. Basically, there's a lot of research goes to kind of understand, because you need to do this, guys. If you're at some point you're gonna want this strategy, want to start using this strategy, obviously a few weeks down the line, once you see how the strategy is performing in terms of the results, in terms of the consistency, because I'm going to come here every single day, I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I'm going to show you, obviously depending on which direction the market is going to move, or depending on which pattern that I see, but the consistency is going to be there. But the most important thing is the fact that you're selecting a particular currency pair and trying to understand that currency pair. So there's a lot of research that went into understanding how this thing perform on a daily basis, and how you're able to kind of take advantage of the little movements. And you can do this with any single currency pair. I'm not sure about indices or cryptocurrencies or commodities and gold, silver, whatever. I'm not sure about those ones, but if you're able to study a particular currency pairs, you are going to be able to see the patterns. The patterns are going to start to emerge. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of, you have to be able to kind of, you're gonna listen. If you're gonna trade, if you're gonna be a trader that's gonna be profitable, there's one thing that you have to go through. You have to go through the pain of losing money, because that's one of the things that is gonna force you to learn. Because even if anyone teaches you how to trade, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, what you're gonna see is, like, honestly, like, in terms of teaching someone how to trade, no one can teach you how to trade and be profitable, and for you to go ahead and be profitable. I mean, yes, when it comes to learning how to trade, there's 3 different things that is important. Strategy is important. People can teach you strategy, so teaching you how to trade, teaching your particular strategy, people can do that. But the emotional side of trading, even money management, someone can teach you how to control how to do trade with an effective money management and risk style and everything. People can teach you how to do that. But the emotional side of trading, no one can teach you that. That's something you have to go through yourself. Nobody can teach you that. That's like, I'm gonna, a lot of people that come and they buy my course, and they're like, oh, they I get these messages. People send me messages, be like, okay, if I buy a course, am I gonna be a profitable trader? I categorically say no, because, like I said, the emotional side of trading, nobody can teach you that. It's something you have to go through yourself. You have to trade, you have to lose money, you have to feel the pain, then you have to learn from your mistakes. So yeah, but obviously, like I said, but again, those three things, they go hand in hand: money management, strategy, and managing your emotions. So you have to be able to know all three, basically. Hey man, much respect. I have learned a lot from your videos. You're welcome, IQ Indian. Yeah, you're welcome, man. I'm glad you guys are able to take things away from my old video, my videos on YouTube. I mean, hopefully I'm gonna start giving you a lot more content these days, and yeah, we'll see. Starting with this is, like I said, this is we're going into the live trading section now, and so in about 5 minutes I'm going to be adding to that position. So I will try, and if I can find a way to do it, like I said, I'll try and cut these videos into sections, obviously, but that's something I plan to use like in a few weeks from now. Do you use RSI or indicators? RSI, yes, sometimes I use RSI. Any other indicators? No. As you can see, the only indicator I've got on my platform right now here is the RSI, but that's the only one I use. Any other indicators? Not really. So in about 3 minutes, we're going to be adding to that position. So I would prefer this to be somewhere down there before I add my position, but now it's coming back to almost where my my first entry is. It's coming almost there. So yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, if it was down there at the bottom here, then I would probably be going in for a bigger position size than the original one. But at this point in time, I'm going to be going in with the same position size that I had here, and like I said, by 2 o'clock we should get that move here. Now, how high this move is gonna go, I don't know. But the thing is that you can be assured that you're gonna get at least 30 to 40 pips of movement from the market. So thanks for the shout out. Yeah, no problem. No problem. So yeah, if this the market is at my entry price really by in about 2 minutes time, then I wouldn't really be adding to my position, because like I said, the only reason why I would add to my position if the market has gone lower than where I entered the market. So I'll see where the market is at 2 o'clock, and we're probably going to get this move now. We get the move here, and then we, like I said, 30 to 40 pips is the maximum move you can expect to get. This again is not just based on, say, this is based on it's again based on what the market has done in terms of the research and everything. Enable pan and zoom. I don't know what you're talking about at all. Pan and zoom is that a settings that you can enable on TradingView? Pan and zoom, no. Advanced. You're gonna have to help me out. What do you mean pan and zoom? Where do you want me to enable that? Is that gonna be on okay, so yeah, I will be adding to my position because it's considerably way below my, I mean, I wouldn't say considerable because 15 pips way below my entry point, but I will be adding to my position. And so let's go over to the trading platform. Window 17. It's a new order. Again, 0.1 at exactly 1 o'clock. We're going to be entering that position. Okay, it's 1 o'clock, so we're gonna go long with the second position. You can see that position has been, there we go. So now let's go back to our trading view page. Okay, that's the second position is there. And so now we wait for 2 o'clock, because at some point, like I said, looks like the reversal that has already started based on this move, but this can just be a little breather and the market could go down. But at the same time, keeping an eye on the drawdown. I think at the beginning of this video, I told you guys that in terms of drawdown, this account, you can expect the drawdown to be around 25 to 30% in the worst case scenario. So let's have a look at the Myfxbook and see. Myfxbook, it should reflect the fact that I've got 2 positions open now. So you can see the drawdown down 6% because the market did go down a low. Okay, not yet. This is enable updated 5 minutes ago, so 7 seconds. So now you can see that I've got the 2 positions open. Like I said, once I start closing these positions, then you're going to be able to see the statistics. It's going to be what I would advise anyone. Like I said, in the coming days, I'll try and make sure everything is upgraded, commit to real-time connection. I don't want to pay money for that. But yeah, once I start closing the trades, you're gonna start seeing the effects of why this is important. And we're gonna go through some of the statistics as well to you guys. But anyway, so let's go back to trading view and see if we can do some more analysis. So we're back on trading view, and let's see, is there any currency pair? You guys are not but let's analyze something else. Let's look at Bitcoin. A lot of people trade Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin. What's happening with Bitcoin? I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a really, really long time. Okay, so Bitcoin is giving us a corrective pattern. And you know what's going to happen, right? An impulse leg, got a correction. Now the expectation is this is going to go and break and form a new high. Based on the fact that, obviously, like I said, if you're going to judge this based on a bullish structure, impulse leg, corrective pattern, another impulse leg. Now, is the market definitely going to do that? I mean, not really. The market can give you a complex corrective pattern in here. What I mean by complex corrective pattern is impulse leg. The market can give you a 1, 2, 3 correction before it takes off. Now, if you guys are familiar with wave analysis, then you're going to be able to understand that corrective patterns, I mean, you have over 10 different corrective patterns that the market is likely going to can do that. So now we're just judging this based on the simple fact that if this is a bullish structure the market is putting, then you can expect this to eventually go and break and create a new high. However, if it's not, then you can expect a complex correction here, starting with the simplest form of corrective pattern, which is the 1, 2, 3. Could end up being a 5-wave corrective pattern, could end up giving you an expanding flat, a regular flat. Like I said, this is something that you're gonna, if you're familiar with wave analysis and corrective pattern, you can expect that. But no doubt that Bitcoin is bullish. There's just no doubt it's bullish, and at some point we are gonna see the market break over the 65,000K mark. The market will do that eventually, but the question is, when it's gonna do that. And but obviously, like as if you understand market structure, then there's no need to panic. This is what happened eventually. The only reason that a lot of people probably don't want it to come back down and break this low, because that's going to be a huge drop. I mean, talking about almost shedding 16,000 K. But anyway, let's see. Gold. What is going on with gold? Gold is in a corrective pattern as well. Gold is in a corrective pattern. And eventually, like I said, well, I'm going to get a proper structure to these guys. Eventually, I'll get a proper structure where when I come here every single day, you're going to, the structure is going to be the same in terms of like, there's going to be a particular time where I spend analyzing currency pairs, or, any chart that you want me to analyze, I will spend some time doing that. And obviously the trading time is always going to be from 12 to 2. But yeah, looking at gold, since someone asked me to analyze crude oil, okay, I'll do that definitely. But let me just have a look at gold. Like I said, gold, and again, another chart that is bullish. And you can expect this is just giving you a huge, massive correction here. And this correction, like you've seen, I've told you guys, when it comes to these corrective patterns, they last a lot longer than the impulsive moves. Like you can never tell when it's almost impossible to know when a corrective pattern is gonna end, simply because if the market is in a corrective pattern, I mean, like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, when you're looking at the wave analysis, the corrective patterns, there's so many corrective patterns that the market can make. So just imagine there's about at least 10 different corrective patterns that the market can make. So just imagine, so it can be any one of those corrective patterns. So that's why sometimes you can get the corrections can be very, very, they're not going to last too long, because obviously if the correction don't last too long, the market is giving you the simplest form of correction, either a 1, 2, 3 correction or just a regular flat correction. But those corrections can get really, really complex. That's why sometimes they tend to last a really, really long time. So again, gold, we're bullish. However, we're in a corrective pattern. How long this corrective pattern is going to last, nobody's going to be able to tell you that. You can just keep guessing if the market keep making structure. You can keep guessing what kind of correction the market is making, but no one is going to be able to tell you that exactly when this corrective pattern is going to end. So anyway, someone asked me to look at crude oil. The crisis we're having with oil in the UK, I expect oil prices to be going up. I have to put this on a weekly chart. Or maybe not. The market has come into a previous structure. Now, we haven't broken that structure. So now this is somewhere where it's gonna be almost impossible for me to give you a prediction, simply because, I mean, if I was to just make a prediction based on what this structure I'm seeing, I would tell you that the market is likely going to respect these structures here, these two structures here. It is coming down here. No, I need the I can tell you that the market is likely to respect those structures there, and which will mean that the market is likely going to respect the structure, and we're going to see a low move down. That could potentially take us down. Yeah. However, if this market breaks this structure, like I said, I've mentioned this a few times already. Breaking a structure doesn't mean a signal to trade. It doesn't mean the market is going to go up. You can still expect the market to still come back down before it takes off. So the only thing you can look at when it comes to this crude oil is just to wait and see what the reaction is going to be at this level. I mean, I'm looking at this on a weekly chart, so preferably you want to keep an eye. If the market does not break this, you want to see a huge weekly bearish candle, and then you know that the chances that the market is going down. If that doesn't happen, if the market continues to go up and break, if it breaks this structure, then at the same time you're still gonna wait. You wait for that that reversal before you short the market. So I mean, it's a really like this could be a turning point for the oil really. But the way I see it, the fact that the market is at a structure, at a resistance level, it's just better to wait and see how the reaction is going to be before you know which. Because right now, no one can tell you exactly which direction is going to go. People, I mean, probably you can say if you're looking at this trend here, you can see we have a huge bearish bullish trend coming, so the chances are the market could end up breaking that structure level, and it could end up going higher. But then again, this is things can change at any moment in time. So with the oil, I would say just wait. I mean, I'm partly leaning towards bullish because I expect this to be a very strong trend that will break that structure. But even if it breaks that structure, you still have to wait. So the market is always going to do so. In terms of looking at it on a lower time frames, like I said, we have a daily time frame. The market is going completely bullish on a daily time frame. It's completely bullish. So there is a chance that we might break that structure level. And for our chart, again, you see the market, what it does. Impulse leg, corrective pattern. After the corrective pattern, the market is moving higher. Yeah, so anyway, let's have a look at our trade, see what the market is doing. So yeah, still waiting for that move to happen. The market is pausing at the moment. But yeah, yes, if you I mean, if you want to go, if you think, I mean, it just depends on, even it doesn't matter what I mean, if you're someone, if you're looking at, if you get the weekly bearish candle, like I say on weekly oil, then you can expect the market to go down. But then again, if you get a close above the level that I just showed you, then again, you're still going to expect some retracement at some point. It just, if you get a close above that level, then you're guaranteed, the market is guaranteed to keep going up, basically. But then you shouldn't panic. You shouldn't panic and kind of go in just because the market has broken that structure. Like I said, there's only 10% chance the market will just go up in a straight line. The market doesn't go up on a straight line. It's always gonna retrace, and So what else are we gonna analyze? Let's look at some of the indices, starting with Nasdaq. I don't know if any of you guys trade Nasdaq, but let's look at the Nasdaq on a higher time frame, daily time frame. This market is just doing nothing but going up. But obviously, you do get these little dips that happen. All these little dips are opportunities for people to buy, and the market looks like it's giving you another dip here. So I mean, you do get once in a while. This must have happened during the pandemic last year, yeah, where you get these huge dips. But apart from that, the market just gives you just mini dips really that you're gonna just keep an eye on. And once in a while, 5-10 years, you get the huge dips that can happen. But yeah, with indices is a very kind of good long-term investment. If you have a huge capital and you're looking for kind of good gains really over a really long period of time, indices are good investments because I mean, I don't think these things, man, they seem to just always go up, and structurally everything tells you that they're in a huge bullish. I mean, look at that. But at some point, like I said, you do get points, you get your times where you get all this kind of massive deep correction. That's something that you're just gonna have to kind of just be aware of. But in terms of getting those little dips, then you can expect those little dips to present you as buying opportunities, really, for something that you just kind of invest and hold. Let's see. let's see if we do. Is there any kind of fundamental news? I mean, I don't really pay attention to the news except if it's like, interest rate decision or non-farm payrolls when I'm trading this strategy. But let's look at if there's any kind of news that's likely to move the market. Not really. Pending home sales at 3 o'clock. Crude oil inventories today. Okay, interesting. So yeah, there should be enough volatility in the market to move this market, but we'll see. So in case you're just joining me, this is a trade that I've started placing at 12 o'clock. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming this live trading every weekday from roughly about 12 o'clock UK time to about 2:30, and obviously, like I said, is a particular strategy that I'm using based on to trade just on the GBPUSD. That's the only currency pair I'm going to be trading with this strategy. And obviously, the first thing I've done today was to kind of link my trading account to my FXbook, so that even when I'm offline, like I said, I'll try and put the link to my FXbook this in the video, so that even when I'm offline, like you can say, you can still go and look at the trades. But it's just going to be the same trades that I'm placing every single day in terms of the timing, the currency pair, and also, like I said, I'll be streaming these on YouTube. So at 12 o'clock, I entered the trade here, and at 1 o'clock, I entered the trade here. So based on this strategy, anywhere between 12 o'clock to about 2:30 latest, I expect to see some kind of a reversal of around 30 to 40 pips. And so yeah, we'll see what the market is going to do, because it looks like it's still not done going down. However, like I said, I don't pay attention. I don't really use RSI, like I said, because it's oversold content. RSI don't mean anything. But if you're someone that uses RSI, then you can look at this as a divergence on the RSI, right? You can look at this as a divergence because it's clearly, let me find it. The market has clearly put in a lower low, but then the RSI is not really reflecting that. So you can look at this as a divergence, even though I can always tell you that sometimes the RSIs are right, sometimes they're wrong. So yeah. So I don't pay too much attention to them. But if it helps, it helps. If it doesn't help, it doesn't help. Anyway, so guys, if you have any questions, you can just any opinion on the rising bond yield in the U.S. markets, China situation with Evergrande debt. No, I'm not an economist. I'm a technical trader. I cannot give you any opinion on what's going on in terms of, like, all I care about is the fact that if the situation is gonna bring volatility into the market, then so be it. Like you said, like you've seen already, I'm already very select in terms of how I trade or the currency pairs I trade. I have certain markets that I'm used to, certain markets that I've done my research, certain markets that I've kind of formed the strategy around, and those are the markets that I tend to focus on. But no, unfortunately, I don't have any opinions on that in there, so I can't help you with that. But it's definitely interesting. It looks like it's an interesting situation. I mean, obviously, China are they not the second biggest economy in the world? So anyway, let's see if we're coming over to just over an hour to the official US session opening, just over an hour. So DXY, I think we just analyze this. Yeah, I mean, told you guys the market has broken the records of previous structure, so expect some kind of a reaction from that, a little pullback before the market continues going higher. Euro dollar looks like it's heading for that support level, really. Yeah, euro dollar looks like it's heading for this support level here. Again, that's something you're gonna have to wait and see how the market reacts to that level, and then you can decide what to do. If you get a huge bullish candle, then you know the market is likely going to keep going up. If you get a bearish candle, then you're likely to know that that correction could last a little bit deeper before finally turning back. But yeah. So let's see. Okay, the GBPUSD. Very close to the last turning point, which is going to be around 2 o'clock, 2:30 New York sessions. So yeah. What is there to talk about? Since you guys don't have any more questions to ask, let's see if we can pick out anything interesting. Let's just go over the chart and see if we're gonna find anything, any interesting trading opportunity. That Aussie dollar, get rid of this top-down analysis. Let's look at the daily chart. What can we? Okay, we have a bearish market here, right? A totally bearish market. And the structural points that you have to keep an eye on. This is a structure here. This is a structure here. Right? New structure low, outside return, new structure low, outside return. So now this market, as long as we don't break this structure level here, which we haven't, we can expect this market to go down, right? This is just looking at the structure and try to analyze the market on a higher time frame. Higher time frame tells you that this market is likely going to keep going down. But you have to keep an eye on this level. You have to keep an eye on this level because this level could signify a reversal zone based on the fact that we have a reversed head and shoulders. But if that doesn't happen, like I said, the market is likely going to just respect the fact that this is a bearish structure in the market and the market could keep going down, right? So yeah, that's Aussie dollar. Just, since you guys don't have questions, I'll just be doing some but at the same time, keep an eye on the trade, of course, because this is coming to the point where I expect the reversals to happen really soon, just because it's usually between, like I said, between 12 and 2 o'clock, and we're already an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half into the trades, and that we haven't got the reversal yet. The good thing is that it looks like the market has kind of steadied a little bit, even though I do think that the market could go and break that low before we see that move up. It could do that. But yes, yeah, let's see. Let's bring up the account. I think we're down almost 30, maybe even more than 30 right now, which is still going to be around yeah, 33. It's around 6% drawdown. 6% drawdown. That's what we're going through at the minute. And the thing with this this strategy is, well, so far I haven't really had any kind of, in terms of like having 2 losing days in a row, 2 or 3 losing days in a row. So yeah, I guess you guys are gonna have to find out the next few days, few weeks that we're gonna be here trading this strategy until we see some consistency and some results, of course. And yeah, trading is not an easy thing. There's a lot of people that would try to make it seem easy. I mean, it's exciting. The word I would describe trading is exciting, because especially when you're making trades that you're seeing your account in profit, you're making profit on a trade, you feel excited, because it's one of those things where it just gives you that certain kind of freedom. And because think about it, you're able to stay at home on your computer, or even on your phone these days. I mean, you can trade on your phone just with a few clicks of a button, and you can potentially make profits, make some money. But at the same time, like I said, this is not something that you should be taking lightly, because there's a huge, it requires a lot of concentration. It requires a lot of focus, because it's so easy to get carried away. It's very, very easy to get carried away, especially when you have like an amazing trading day, or made in profit from a particular trade. It's very easy to get carried away and just kind of deviate from your rules and sticking to your rules. And because you have to treat every trade the same, win or loss, it doesn't matter. It has to be the most important thing has to be the process you go through when you're placing a trade. How you identify a trade, how you follow your strategy, placing a trade, and you'll obviously, like I said, it has to be the same for every single trade. The results are going to be different. The results are never going to be the same. That's what I say. Then no one can tell me right now that every single time when you go into trading, you expect to make or you make on every single trade, or you make £1,000 or whatever on every single trade. It's different. It's really different, because the market condition changes. Things change. A lot of things are going to change, and yeah. So like I said, we're still very close. We're almost an hour until official New York opens, and yeah, we're likely going to see more volatility here. I mean, obviously. So let's go over to the trading view. Like I said, I don't like this MT4 platform. I don't know how people trade on MT4 platform, but it's probably not for me. Let me make this blue, because it doesn't look like it's. So this is why I like trading view. If you're able to use all these things and kind of. So let's put this one as entry 1. Put some labels in there to make things a little bit. Entry 1 and entry 2. Sometimes we might get up to entry 3. Just depends. It depends on what the market is going to do from now on in the next hour or so. Because that's when you expect to see kind of. I mean, I've been trading this strategy for a really, really long time, and I know when the market when those movements are usually going to happen. And yeah, so we're likely to get those kind of the movement I'm expecting in the next either the market is going to come back down, break this low, and then take off, or it might take off from the current position. But whatever it does, like I said, we'll see what we're gonna do at 2 o'clock. Mhm. There we go. So the market is coming back down to break that. Okay, so looks like the market has broken that little low that is set a few minutes ago. So yeah, we're coming up to 20 minutes till 2 o'clock, and obviously official New York opening is less than an hour away. So yeah, like I said, this is a time that usually the market does give you a, you are gonna get some kind of a volatility, some kind of a movement right here. So so let's see if we're gonna get that move up. Okay, let's see what we've got in the comments. I've been watching you for a while. I'd love to interview you for my channel. Okay, I've never done anything like that before, so yeah, why not? I might be open to do that. Yeah, just drop me your email, and I'll probably get in touch with you. James, that's from James. Okay. Okay, James, just send me your an email or something, and then we get in touch and see if that's gonna if we can set that up. This is looking more and more likely to be a losing day, if I'm honest. And but let's see what happens at 2 o'clock. So yeah, probably the perfect way to start my live streaming is with a losing trade. Oh no, I mean, if you heard what I said earlier in this stream, that um, this is trading. You can never expect any trading, any trade you place to be a winning trade. You are gonna take losses. You're gonna take. But this is for me. This is the way I want to start this live stream with anyway. I never wanted to start with something that will, you know, end up making, people look a little bit, cocky with, winning and stuff. But no, it's fine. This is how I want to start it. And obviously, so we'll see. I mean, like I said, the best I can hope in this scenario is a let's see, simply because the market has gone. What's the daily range for today? It's around 100 pip. So that is a trend that cannot be reversed. Like I said, the only hope is I'm still hoping that this market will give me that low, 30 to 40 pips, which is probably going to give me a break-even day, really. But let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, good for you, James. I don't. I mean, yeah, I used to trade advanced patterns a lot. Now, not anymore. I tend to focus more on just day trading, really, on 5 and 15-minute time frame, and yeah, and I tend to focus on just one currency pair. I don't deviate and use a lot of different currency pairs. I just tend to stick to one. But yeah, advanced patterns as this strategy that I really really like. I mean, you've seen my videos on YouTube. That's probably one of my favorite strategy to trade because of the fact that it takes a certain level of skill and being able to to understand or to read charts, really something that you really have to kind of train your eyes to see, because not everyone can see an advanced pattern on a chart. So anyway, we're gonna hit 2 o'clock soon. So let's see. We wait until official New York opening, and let's see. But I have no hope of this market kind of giving me anything close to a total reversal. The best I can hope for, like I say, is around 30 to 40 pips movement. And yeah. Zach says the market is just one big algorithm. It does the same thing over and over again. Pattern can exist without time. That's why it seems. Yeah, there's some truth to what you just said in terms of the market does the market just does the same thing over. Yeah, there's definitely I kind of agree with you on that, and obviously I agree with you on that simply because of the time I've taken to study this GBPUSD and try to analyze the pattern on a daily basis. Like there are some patterns that you can see they just keep repeating over and over again. It just depends on the time. It can happen at any but yeah, the market definitely this I can't completely disagree with that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So Yeah, but yeah, dollar. Of course, we looked at the dollar index. We looked at it. It's very bullish. But like I said, that's not going to continue for a very long time because the market has broken a structure. We looked at the price; it has broken a structure. Do I expect the market to continue going higher? There's only a 10% chance of that happening. Sometimes you kind of have to lean towards statistics, really. And I mean, statistics tells me, 80%, 90% of the time, the market will take a breather. It will pause before it continues. So yeah, I mean, the best thing probably to do with the dollar index, like I said, if you're not already long, is just to wait, because that pause is gonna come. It's definitely bullish, and it's gonna keep going bullish for for how long, until maybe it gets to the next structure in the market. But yeah, so dollar yen looks very interesting. Let's have a look at dollar yen then. That's another currency pair I haven't looked at. Dollar yen. Let's go to 4-hour chart. Take this one off. Yeah, it does look very interesting because we're out of. Okay, I might put this on a daily chart. Okay. Straight away, immediately, we can see we have a lot of structures coming into play on the daily chart. I mean, they're everywhere. But anyway, I'm gonna focus on the let's go look at the 4-hour chart. Right now, I mean, if anyone that trades advanced pattern could potentially see it, but probably there's an advanced pattern here, only because we're talking about it here, and I just happen to see it here. And yeah, it's a godly pattern. But it's already gone past the completion. It's at the previous structure level. Yeah, this does look interesting. I have to say, because it does look interesting. Arrow side completely oversold, previous structure, and you've got the formation of an advanced pattern, godly pattern, bearish godly pattern, which completed just a little bit below there. So yeah, this looks very interesting, I have to say. Where the market is gonna go, I mean, is this impulse leg too strong for the market to just break that level and they keep going up? Possibly. Let's look at any interesting things on the weekly chart. Oh, okay, yeah. So you see, that's why a higher time frame can give you a totally different perspective in terms of what the market is going to do. Because this here, we have an impulse leg here, which is followed by a corrective pattern. And this market has broken out of that corrective pattern. This is the last hurdle. If this market breaks this level, we can really see this market crawl up to these all-time highs. So this might be one of those situations where the advanced pattern is not going to work. So this is a definitely interesting chart. But yeah, based on this, I mean, even if you look at this, the whole structure on a weekly time frame is a bullish market. You look at this, and you're getting a kind of a correction here. The only thing is, like, yeah, based on this structure alone, this structure alone tells me that this market is likely gonna keep going up, because this is followed by an impulse leg. Once you get the impulse leg here, and you get this, and I remember what I said earlier in terms of the correction lasting way longer than the impulses. I mean, this impulse leg probably lasted 140 days, because I'm looking at it on a weekly chart. 140 days, which is less than half a year, and this is probably lasting the best part of 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 years. This lasted 5 years. This took less than half a year. This lasted 5 years, and it tells you there's a very, very strong. If this starts going up, which is likely going to do. I don't think this structure enough is going to stop it. Yeah, I think this dollar yen is looking at it. So maybe that's the reason why, one of the dollar index is showing a lot of strength. So we can expect the dollar to be very strong against all these currency pairs then. Anyway, back to our yeah, so we can expect dollar to be bullish the next. Dollar is likely going to be bullish in the next coming weeks or months. And I would wait for a double top. Well, the dollar yen is already, has already formed a double top. The question is if it's gonna break the double top or not. That's the question. And based on that weekly chart that we just looked at, I think there's a strong possibility that the market is likely going to break that double top. So even though we did have a bearish advance pattern forming, I probably don't see that holding up. So that is certainly interesting to see. So we can expect, dollar to be strong in the next, like I said, coming weeks or even months. So any kind of a corrective pattern, any kind of a pullback, is an opportunity to go long on the dollar then. This one I'm not expecting that much of a. We could get a pullback. We could on this daily time. What's in? what's the decision I'm going to take now from Ato Kuma? I'm waiting for official New York Open, and yeah, that's the last point of reversal trading this strategy. If I don't get the reversal, then I'll be closing that trade, and I'll take the loss, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. Because once we're like an hour into official New York opening, then it's a different strategy that that plays a part. So we'll see. But it's looking more likely to be a losing day. I mean, the best I can hope for is for break even, but I don't see this market rallying 30, 40 pips in the next hour or so, or half an hour. So we'll see. But official New York opening is in about 10 minutes, so we'll see. Dark Banky says, do you trade crypto? No, I don't trade cryptos, although I do have friends that I know who trade cryptos, and obviously sometimes they do ask me for my analysis on some of the crypto charts. So I do have people that trade. I do know people that trade cryptos, but I don't personally. Personally, I don't trade cryptos. Only because the main reason. I mean, obviously, I mean, if I want to trade crypto full time, I probably need to have a Binance account, or Coinbase, or something like that. I mean, obviously, the platform that I use, IG, they do let me trade some of the cryptos, but not all the cryptos, which is probably the reason why I don't trade cryptos. I mean, if the platform that I use to trade my own personal account, IG, if they do let me trade cryptocurrencies, like every single cryptocurrency, then yeah, I probably would trade cryptos. But yeah, so they only let me trade the major ones, just Bitcoin and probably, I think, Stellar and a few others. But yeah. No, I don't use order flow. Sorry. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking a loss on this trade. I think the bearish trend is really, really strong. So any more questions from you guys? What theory do I use? I don't use any theories, just price action and obviously in-depth study of a particular. Yeah, I see your point, Atul Kurma. Atul, yeah, the trend is definitely down, but this is a strat. I've been trading strategy for a really, really long time. So just because, this is where you have to be really, really careful when you talk about consistency. This is where you have to be really, really careful. If you're given a strategy where, that strategy, you know exactly what you have to do once you see that a particular pattern or a particular trading opportunity with that strategy, you're going to take that trade, no matter what the direction of the trend is or whatever, because that's why that's when I talk about emotions in trading. Because let's say, for example, yes, we see this, this strategy gave me a buy signal, and the fact that I look at the market the market has been bearish, and I decided to not take the trade simply because the market is bearish. And if that trade ended up being a winning trade, how is that going to affect your psychology? How is that going to affect your emotions when it comes to trading? See, this is why you have to be very, very careful, because if you're going to go based on the analogy that no, I would, this is not. And there are sometimes that when you lose a trade, remember what I said to you, you have to just accept it and move on, because it happens. It's going to happen. You don't expect to win every single trade. The most important thing that you need to do, you need to come into trading every single day with the mindset that you're going to follow your strategy and you're going to be consistent, because that's the only time you can see results. It's not about trying to be smarter than the market, trying to outsmart the market. You can never outsmart the market. You can never do that. And yeah, so it's all about consistency, following the rules, and trading every single day, and not looking at one day as the be all or end all of trading. Like, for sure, we're going to get a little pop in this market. We're definitely going to get that, but I don't think it's going to be enough to kind of stop days from being a losing day. Yeah, this is going to be a losing day for sure. But it's okay. I'm happy. I've lost a lot of trades before. I've won a lot of trades before. This is part of being a trader. So don't ever try to judge a trade before or after you take it, because the most important thing is, did you follow the rules? Did you follow your rules? Did you see what the pattern give you? Did you follow exactly what your rule says? And that's the most important thing, not the result of a trade. The result is irrelevant sometimes. It's irrelevant. And if you remember earlier in this stream as well, I showed you a few similar trades like this, where you see how the market, even though it's against the trend, you see how the market has given you that that move that we're talking about. Win ratio of my strategy is above 75%. That's why you're not going to see too many losses that often. You're hardly going to see too many losses. But I'm actually glad, like I said earlier, I said a fake out as common in stock market as in crypto. Not according to my knowledge. I don't think they're as common in stock market as in crypto. Cryptos, you have to be very careful when you trade cryptos, simply because there are some. I mean, trust me, you know how cryptos are. If you're looking to kind of get, I mean, I do have friends where that trade cryptos, and they're very successful. And what they do is that they just find some of the cheap options, cheap cryptos, those ones that easily worthless, and they invest a lot of money. And you see how cryptos can go up 500, 600% in one day, in 1 week. So that can happen, but cryptos are very, very, like, they're not I mean, you all know they're not a stable market. They're not a market that, I mean, if you're comparing them to other currency, there's nothing kind of controlling the value of crypto, if you know what I mean. Like, so for example, if you're looking at the pound against the US dollar, obviously you're looking at, there's a whole country behind a particular economy. There's a whole country that's kind of, making sure that the value of their currency is never going to be completely, like, devalued or something like that. So they do what they have to do to kind of control the value of that, of their currency. So in cryptos, I don't think there's anything doing that, because when you talk about Bitcoin, like Bitcoin, it's just is a digital currency. It's not something that you can actually physically have. You can't really have Bitcoin in your actual wallet as in the form of a cash or anything. So yeah, I mean, like, as a cryptos, you only trade BTC. Good for you. I mean, like I said, you can, cryptos have, they can make you rich because of the way they just fluctuate. But at the same time, you still have to be very careful, because I mean, if you're trading only Bitcoin, and you're being profitable, you're making money from that, then good luck to you. And but yeah, I mean, that's the only difference I see with cryptos. And I think at any moment in time, they can lose a lot of value, and at the same time they can gain a lot of value. So, but like I said, if you're smart enough to only invest in the really, really kind of cheap ones, the almost worthless ones, those ones that have the potential to rise by how, well, we're talking about 500%, 200%, 500% in a week, because we've seen that happen. So you can make money from trading cryptos. So yeah, I mean, with Bitcoin, I mean, if you've bought Bitcoin, a few years back, and you're still holding it, then yeah, you're probably a millionaire by now. But yeah, so really, Oh, can I say why I took my trade? And um, at some point, I'm gonna explain that. I never explained that. I never explained why I took that trade, but it's just based on the strategy. Explaining that particular strategy is probably gonna take me an hour to explain to you the reason why I took that trade. Um, but yeah, like I said, subsequently, because I'm gonna be doing these live streams every day, and eventually I'm gonna explain that particular strategy that I used. So I never actually explained why I took that trade, but it's just that it's based on one of the strategies that I do use, and it's a long trading opportunity, and I took it. But obviously, knowing the fact that I did expect the market to actually keep going down, but at some point, the thing is, at some point, usually between 12 and 2 o'clock, or even 2:30 after the official New York opening, you are gonna get this kind of move, which looks like that's what the market is doing. But I don't think this is gonna go that much higher, simply because I think the market has, today the market has gone down over 112 pips. So I don't see the market just kind of reversing out of the blue. It might give you a little relief rally and then continue going down, which I expect. What I expect the market to do that. That's what I'm hoping the market is gonna do, so I can potentially get anything close to a break even. But it's gonna be a losing trade anyway. This what the market is doing now is going to be leading on to another one of the strategies that I trade based on this particular currency pair, and that strategy is a post New York strategy, which I call the. Actually, I might even explain a little bit of that strategy for you guys. Although I'm never going to trade that strategy on this live trade, because the live trade I only do it from 12 to 2 3, and the strategy, what I call it post New York rally, is a strategy that I usually get after New York open if the market kind of moves in the direction opposite to the trend, and that is usually a relief rally. So at this point in time, we've had a market rallying, went down by about 114 pips, and if you get a move, it's around 30, 40, 50 pips, this is going to end up going down. So simply because it's going to head in the direction of the trend. But I'm holding out hope for that kind of move just to get me out of the earlier trade for a loss. So yeah. And this is usually quick. So if that doesn't happen soon, like I said, I will be out of that trade. Have you ever thought about using bot that will follow my strategy? That is something I will look into. Of course, I'll definitely look into that in the future. Simply because obviously I do trade on a 5 minute. I do day trading on 5 minutes and 15 minutes. So that wouldn't be a bad idea to use. To be able to program my strategy. But that's something I'll look into. Yeah, definitely. I don't think I would ever use if I was a swing trader or long term trader, then I wouldn't really consider using bot for that. But the fact that it's on a lower time frame, then yeah, that's definitely an option. Do I plan to make more learning content? Yeah, I do. I do. I will be probably making some videos on this particular um, on the strategies that I'm trading on the daily strategies trading that I'm doing on the GBPUSD. So I do plan to make some content on that. But yeah, I'll just see how this is gonna go first. Obviously, I plan to do this for the next few weeks, and I'll see based on if you guys like it, I'll continue doing it, and then obviously I will move on to making some more educational content. I like crypto for its volatility. It's a taking years. It's so safe for that side. Okay, well, if you put it that way, I will definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you because obviously we know about USD is a safe haven currency. So yeah, and definitely the profit taking. I agree with you on that because, like I said, I mean, cryptos. If you're smart in terms of the way you kind of trade cryptos or the cryptos that you trade, there are really some good opportunities out there. But anyway, I'm gonna be out of this trade now. I think it's just not gonna give me anything that I want. So any more final questions from you guys? So I'm already down over 20% on the first day. So this should be fun. Do you trade commodities and stocks? Yeah, I do trade. I do have a portfolio that I do trade some commodities and some stock as well. I do have that, but mainly I do the major is forex. Simply because commodities and trades are more of a kind of a long-term trade that I do with those. I do swing trading and long-term trade with those. But day trading, I only trade forex. But I do have a wide portfolio that I trade other commodities and stocks as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna be closing my trades. Like I said, it's a very, very tough day today. Over 20%. And like I said, you're gonna see. So let's go over to say I'm out of the trade for $118 loss, and yeah. So just waiting for the Myfxbook to update it so I can show you guys, and we'll come back tomorrow and see what will happen, because like I said, you live to fight another day. That's a lesson you should always take from trading. You live to fight another day. So we'll see. This is not going to carry on forever. And yeah. Just a couple minutes for my Myfxbook to update. if you guys have any questions, like I said, just get your questions before we end this, because I'll be ending this stream in a little bit, in a few minutes. But yeah, as you can see, just waiting. It's going to update after 2 minutes. It's going to update, but I've already closed the position on my side. Let's go back to the account and yeah, imagine that, starting your first trade with a 20% drawdown. This should be a fun journey coming. Yeah, just waiting for this to update, and then I'm gonna end the stream here. Yeah, finally it's been updated. So as you can see, 23%. Yep. So that's the first couple of trades that I've taken, and this is it. So what a way to start. What a way to start. So yeah, this is gonna be like I said, I'm gonna, once I get everything confirmed and verified, I will link this Myfxbook account to the I will link it to the video, so you guys can have a look whenever you want to. But like I said, you have to wait until a few more weeks to see how. But this is kind of good in a way, because sometimes, you know, one of the hardest thing you can do as a trader is be able to recover from a losing position, really. So so it's not about trying to get back the, because even tomorrow, I might be, depending on the trade setup I get tomorrow, yeah, it's going to determine the kind of money management I'm going to use. So but anyway, this is it, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you don't have any more questions, I think we're going to have to yeah, end it right here. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow.